Actually going to go pretty quickly because we're going to shoot through this. I'm going to repeat a lot of the same stuff I've talked about already for the voltaic cell. Things I talked about with number 24 from 20A problems, things I talked about in 20.3 for the notes, and the first problem with this where I actually had the graphic of the thing up, the voltaic cell up, and we just kind of like assigned which part was which as far as the anode and cathode and which half reaction goes to it. So the first thing I'm going to say is oxidation has the electrons on the right hand side. So if I look at these two with zinc and with chlorate, I notice that this one must be oxidation because this has the 2 electrons on the right hand side, which means the 6 electrons on the left hand side must be reduction. So this is reduction, this is oxidation, and then that means that this is the anion, okay, and this is the anion. The anion, the anion, you bonehead. This is the anode, and this is the cathode, okay. Because reduction happens at the cathode and oxidation happens at the anode, and it's the vowels that and the consonants of reduction and cathode. So that's how I remember it. Now, here's the cool part about this. From what we looked at last time and in the notes for 20.3, we know that the anode is the thing that's being consumed. That means that the anode actually loses mass because the zinc anode would then go to the solution. That's what the aqueous means. The Zn plus 2 actually dissolves into solution. So this reaction, like one of the ways this reaction could stop is if you stop having zinc on the anode. So like the anode gets eaten up. That's what consumed means. So the anode is, for this, which part of that is, which electrode gets consumed in the cell reaction, that is always the anode. That's what that is. So which electrode is positive? Cathode. So the cathode is the positive one, the anode is the minus one. Why is the cathode positive? Because the electrons are being used up to make the other stuff. That's why it's positive. And then that means that the cations then are moving towards the cathode, and the anions are moving towards the anode. I don't think that's even a question, though. Indicate which reaction occurs at the anode. Did that. Which occurs at the cathode. Did that. Which electrode is consumed. That's the anode. And which electrode is positive. Again, that's the cathode. Okay. So quick one. Good.